I think our shot selection, there's always going to be some shots in the game that are questionable. Like, okay, it was not a great shot, but it wasn't a terrible shot. But I thought there was probably a handful, maybe 5 or 6 shots more than usual where we either took it quick or it was really contested. And I think because Virginia Tech did such a good job, they're very quick of taking the lane away but getting to the shooters. And our guys, I think, have made some of those shots. I always feel like they're a shot away from getting going. We took some deep, deep shots. Now, we've seen Ty make some of those and guys do it, and we made a couple in the first half. But I thought there was a handful where our shot selection needed to be stronger, whether it was pump fake, attack, make the next pass, or there was enough time on the shot clock to get something a little better. And, that's part of learning and growing in that situation.
I was going to ask, how significant is that? And I guess just some of the other things you can take from that game on Saturday night going down the stretch now.
Yeah, I think you have to look at that and say, all right, where can we grow? Because we're not a dominant scoring team, or we don't get a ton of scoring inside, or possessions are, a little lower because of how we defend and get good shots. Every possession matters. Some teams, it's a little more of they want as many possessions as they can, and they can absorb more, questionable shots. But for us, taking care of the ball and getting good shots, whether you make them or miss them is one thing, but getting quality looks is important. So I think that we always try to put a premium on that. So going forward, that's going to be an emphasis. And then what was the second question?
Just maybe some other things you can take away from Saturday night.
Yeah, just, again, you're going to have games like that, so every possession matters. I thought we defended on tape better than I thought. Those were both teams defending at a pretty high level. That we were a little soft, I thought, initially on the ball. They got some looks, but then after that, baskets were hard to come by for both teams, and it was going to come down to, free throws, a big play here or there. And, I think we had a couple missteps. One time we fell, one time we got confused on a switch late. So those things, you realize that, you're gonna, sometimes you make your free throws, sometimes you miss them. You just got to step up and be ready next time.
I know Kyle has struggled shooting the basketball the last 3 games. What is the message you give to him moving forward?
Definitely don't lose your confidence, which I don't think he will. Keep taking the shots, good shots. It's that fine line of being aggressive, looking for your shot, but not over the edge where you're forcing, and then you don't want to go the other extreme where you're so cautious or hesitant that you pass up a good look. Just take a good shot and let it fly, because we're going to shoot outside shots, and he also can put it on the floor and make the right plays. So that's definitely with a guy who can, again, get it going like he can. You don't want to put too much doubt in their mind, but you got to trust the players' feel with that. And if you see something in the game, I'll say, hey, get a better shot. I can say that to guys, and they usually respond, and we'll keep working on that.
These last couple games, you've rallied from your 2 biggest deficits of the season. Is there a benefit to facing a little bit of adversity at this time of the year before you get into March? Well,
it's just teams are good in our league, and it's balanced and it's tight. And I think I don't know why we've gotten down. I think there's been some sluggishness at times, and we haven't been quite as right defensively to start games, or a little cold, but absolutely playing from behind and finding ways to dig out of holes and get back into it are huge, which we did in both games. But it takes high quality stuff for 40 minutes on the road, at home, and hopefully we can be a little better, I think, from start to finish. We have to get off to better starts, although the start wasn't the issue against Virginia Tech. We got off to a good start. We just had a lull where they got hot, they stepped up their defense, and we struggled. So, but you keep working and you grow from any of those spots. But February and this time of year, it's a grind, and everybody's coming after us, and talented teams are continuing to get better.
Did you learn anything? What did you learn most in these couple games about your team? Maybe especially against Virginia Tech, where you struggled a little bit.
They play hard. Their heart and their fight is good, and their character is good. They handled success well, and they handled failure well. And I think that's really good in terms of how they handle it. And now we play a high-level team in a couple days, play them tomorrow. But from Saturday, you gotta try to regroup and get ready to play, and that's obviously what's next.
What are your thoughts on Miami? And a little scouting report on them. It looks like mostly underclassmen are their top scorers.
Very talented. One of the most talented teams, I think, in our league, and they They're very good defensively, and they're coming off of a tough loss. But you know, it's just we've had wars with them, and so you got to expect that. But again, they defend. They got some great quickness on the perimeter and a very good interior scorer. So I thought at the start of the year, Notre Dame and Miami, of course, with the usual suspects, and Duke and Carolina, and actually Virginia Tech. I thought Miami was one of the most talented teams in our league.
Coach, just curious about where you watched. Did you watch game day from home? Did you turn it on? And what you thought of the atmosphere?
I didn't see a second of it. We had a shoot around here, and it was unbelievable when you walk in and you could see the crowd. Game days, it's wonderful. Like that for football and for basketball, and I think we've done it 3 out of 4 years, which is great for our program and all that. I think this place, they tell me, the ESPN people have told me that this is one of the best in terms of how many people they get, the atmosphere, and then to have a guy make a shot 3 years, you know, every year they've been here, that just adds to the whole excitement of the deal. But you can feel it during the day, and then when you come for the game, it was obviously Virginia Tech. It was a big game, and College game day, it just brings that aura with it. So all that stuff is great for our program. That's why it would have been so nice to take that one and get a win. But the game day itself, I didn't get to see it. I'm sure it was fun, and my daughter made a poster and went to it, so she said it was cool, so that's what I got.
How beneficial is it to come right back and play a game after Saturday's game, going to Miami, and the fact that it's on the road? Is that more beneficial to? Yeah,
I don't benefit. I mean, you have to be ready. Yeah. You know, we'll find out after how ready we are, but that's the thing about basketball with games frequently. You got to be ready to go, whether you have a big win or a tough loss. You just get right back to it, and I believe, you know, our guys are resilient, and most college kids are. They don't hang on to stuff too long, but it's about now preparing and getting ourselves as right as we can for a good battle on Tuesday.